in the vinyl community. It's Vatican here from Weekly Rations, and this is my first video introduction. I've done a couple of videos for various guys on the replies to various YouTube threads for competitions and stuff, and I'm on the the Facebook group for the YouTube vinyl community. So I thought it's probably about time that I actually done a quick intro for myself. So my name is Vatican. I have a website called Weekly Rations where I just do like mixes from time to time, or MP3 mixes for people to download and listen to. Sometimes vinyl rips, sometimes just various themes. So I've kind of been kicking around for a while doing bits and pieces and slowly getting back into vinyl again. Most of my vinyl was probably bought during the late 80s and early 90s, right up until the mid 90s, and then I kind of went to the dark side and went into dance music for a while. So while I was still band vinyl, it was like drum and bass mostly. I lived abroad for a while. Kind of vinyl died off. Then coming into the 2000s, obviously still into my music, but mostly band CDs. And then into the digital age, downloads and such. And slowly in the last year and a half, I've been rediscovering it. I bought a USB turntable, started ripping a few bits and pieces in, and I'm now slowly starting to buy again and try and get my collection back, because obviously over the years friends take a land of things and that kind of, your collection slowly disappears. Certain friend has all of my Misfits records, and if you're watching this now, I want my Misfits records back. Thanks. So my tastes kind of are pretty much in the American indie rock. I guess that's probably my main style. I like bands like Pavement, Sonic Youth, that kind of stuff, and a little bit of English indie, a little bit of punk, quite a lot of punk, more now than before, and a bit of dance, a bit of drum and bass and that kind of thing. I also like quite a lot of classic stuff. You know, I like stuff like Neil Young and Simon & Garfunkel, a lot of the older sort of classic 60s, 70s rock artists as well. Can't go too wrong with those. Wasn't really sure how to work my intro. I've watched a few on YouTube and seen some people do it in different ways. So I just picked out 5 or 6 albums that I would consider to be on my top 10 list that I have on vinyl, and I thought I'd just do a quick chat about them and take it from there. The first one I wanted to show you was the Lemonheads Breakthrough record on Atlantic, which is It's a Shame About Ray. An absolute classic pop rock record. Lemonheads obviously coming from quite an indie background. Then obviously Evan Dando became the main songwriter, and the band took a lot of a poppier sound, which I actually have to say I prefer their punker stuff. I didn't really think cut the mustard very well. A lot of the records, and I have a lot of them, just don't stand the test of time. Whereas something like this is an absolute timeless classic. So I really rate this record. I feel like pop rock. Next one was actually the first purchase that I made getting back into vinyl, and it almost put me off. So it's Josh Ritter's last album, actually, So Runs the World Away. It's still in its cellophane, but I think I did open it to get at the CD. So it's one of those awesome records that give you a copy of the album on CD as well, which is handy just for your car and stuff. I obviously love the ones that give you the record or give you a download as well. But the problem with this one was when I bought it mail order, and I thought to myself, oh, I love this, this is going to be awesome, it'll get me back into vinyl. And the first thing that happened to it was in the post. Let's see if you can see that. I will take a photograph if you can't. Big massive dent, and right through to the other side of the record. The packaging seemed fine when it arrived, but it came with a big massive dent that was through 2 tunes on both sides. And I said to myself, why am I bothering buying vinyl again? But the truth is that I love it, so that's why I bought it again. So it hasn't put me off. And it's a great record. If you haven't heard any Josh Ritter stuff, it's a good jumping on point. Next one is an old classic from the 90s, Ben Folds 5. First album on Caroline Records, I think. Caroline? Yeah. Great tunes, lovely bouncy piano, poppy, punk, kind of a vibe about Ben Folds' first album. This is actually quite a sentimental record for me. I had to first started going out with my girlfriend around this time. She's actually now my wife, so we've been going out for around 16 years or so. And I remember being in the record shops, and I read a review of this album, and she was into, you know, her own Teenage Fan Club and those kind of bands, but she played the piano, so I thought, oh, this would be an awesome record for her. So I brought it home, gave it to her, and then said to her, if you want, you can take a copy of this record. I'm bringing it back home to my house. You know, so I bought it for her, and then changed my mind on the way home and decided that she could take a copy of it, but I'm keeping the record. So that really hurt her, obviously, because she thought I was being such a romantic boyfriend, and then I went and did that on her. So we still laugh about it to the day, and she still hurts about it to the day, even though we still have the record. She has it on CD, but yeah, the folly of youth. Next one, I think, is the first record that I remember buying once I had my musical renaissance, shall we say. So after I had got over the years of being into my brother's cock rock records, Bon Jovi and Poison, and you know, all that kind of crap that you're into when you're a young teenager, and then progressed into sort of heavy metal and kind of wised up. So by the time I was 15 or 16, I remember my friend lending me this record, and I just changed my musical outlook almost overnight. I absolutely fell in love with Neil Young. I guess it's almost like a rite of passage, and I remember buying this record. I just had to have my own copy of it. I just felt this is something that I need to own and something that I will always have and transfer to my own children eventually at some point. So hopefully my own boy likes Neil Young at some point. But great record. It's one of those must-haves. Next up is the Red House Painters album on 480. This is their first album. I have to say I prefer their second album, but I only have it on CD, I don't have it on vinyl. Massive slowcore fan, you know, of that kind of music, and I remember when I bought this, it must have been 17 or 18, and maybe having a breakup with a girlfriend or something, and all the songs seemed to resonate so much. And you know, I remember my friends thinking that you listen to the most depressing music ever, but now looking back on it and listening to their stuff afterwards, it's not that depressing. It's just it's dark and it's stormy and relationship based and self-doubt, but it's also interesting and occasionally uplifting. So great record. Two from Pavement here. Their first album, Slanted and Enchanted, is a classic, so I felt I should show that. I have most of their Pavement stuff, a lot of Pavement stuff on vinyl, but Slanted and Enchanted is an awesome record. But actually, my favourite Pavement record is the EP called Watery Domestic. These songs have been released on previous CD reissues and stuff, but there's a song on there called Shoot the Singer, One Sick Verse, that I have to say is probably my favourite Pavement album. There's a song here called Shoot the Singer, One Sick Verse, which is my favourite Pavement song ever. I just think it perfectly encapsulates the Pavement sound. So check that out if you ever want to know what Pavement sound like. Can't get better than that song. Great EP this. Really worth tracking down. And I'm going to finish up with, I think, my favourite album. So, you know, you have the Desert Island Discs, or, you know, what's 5 songs or 5 albums or whatever. Consistently for the last 20 years, this has been my favourite album. Pause for a dramatic moment. Sonic Youth's Sister. I've owned this for, I don't know how many years, 15, 20 years. Bought it from a record shop in Belfast. No longer exists, called Dr. Roberts. And I have to say, let me put it here, that this is my favourite Sonic Youth record. And if first, I will say it's my favourite record ever. It's just unbelievable. Sonic Youth at their peak. You know, they've reduced the noise, experimental effect a bit enough to bring in a more melodic sound, even though it's all different keys and different tunings and stuff. And the song just punched the whole way through. I think it's been reissued with the song at the end called Bubblegum, which is off a B-side of 12-inch. It just disgusts me because it comes on at the end if you listen to the CD version. It just absolutely disgusts me because it's so out of place. These batch of songs are just perfection. The album before it, called Evolve from Sonic Youth, it's almost there. It's got a darker sort of sound to it, but this is where I think the peak for me. Can't get any better than that. So I guess that's a cross section of my tastes, and you probably see me more on the Facebook page, where I quite like checking that every day and seeing what you guys are listening to. I will try and make more videos for my channel, but I do prefer doing vinyl rips. So if you check out the channel Weekly Rations, you'll see I do a lot of vinyl rips. There was one night I was sitting on YouTube picking out particular songs, and the guys were showing them on their turntables, and I would get really excited thinking this is going to be great, and then the camera would just be recording the audio, so the audio would be absolutely woeful. You could see this nice piece of vinyl playing on a nice turntable, and it just pissed me off so much that my wife said to me, well, why don't you do something about it? So I've about, I don't know, 50 or so ripped in just random tunes out of my collection, so I'll probably be continuing that. And if you like, swing by weeklyrations.com, where I have a lot of mixes and stuff up from the last couple of years. Some of them are vinyl only mixes, some of them just carrying on from the guys and working doing compilations and stuff. And that's it, so that brings me to a close. Thank you for watching, Vinyl Community. Cheers.